Coyote1327, good luck. I shouldn't really be playing somebody with quite such a rating gap. It's not fair to either of us, is it really? Enough games played there to be a legit rating, an established rating I should say. 300 games, so the system shouldn't pay you up when you've got quite such a rating gap as that. Okay, my opponent does make a move. So just playing a traditional reti opening here. E3 is a bit more fashionable these days, just to challenge the early D4, but this is just the normal standard reti opening with C4. Okay, against C6 you normally do this and then this, and against E6 you normally just do G3 straight away, just as a broad guide. You just got to watch out for ideas like the queen getting on the diagonal. Okay, bishop comes down. I'm just going to develop my bishop there and see if you decide to take the knight. I could throw H3 in, but G3 is the more standard move. Okay, knight comes forward. I could switch tack actually and go this way because of that bishop. I'm going to see what you want to do. Do you want to give up the bishop or drop it back? Normally G3 is the move I'd be looking at rather than H3, but just going to see what he wants to do with that bishop. He's gone back over. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to develop my pawns in the centre and bring the bishop out in the more conventional way. We could still potentially play G3. Not too bad, so we could still potentially do that, but I'm just going to go this way and keep it a bit more conventional. Now if bishop up now, I can actually obviously take the pawns. You just got to be careful. So the knight comes up, so we'll castle. We could jump across and challenge the bishop. Just want to see where the black king is likely to be going. Okay, the bishop comes up. So I could do that now, back, takes, takes. Then you might not castle. So I'm just going to play a very slow, steady move here. Idea is if you castle, then I'll play a knight up and I can trade the knight for that nice bishop. He has done. So am I blundering here? Just double check it. Say you take, the knight moves, but my knight should be safe to come back. So I'm just going to come across and hit the bishop. You can leave it where it is or you can drop back and we'll trade the knight for the bishop. And then I'll try and just bring my other knight into the game, maybe across to the other side of the board, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so I'm going to take and come across. You could take with either pawn. It's normal to take in over towards the centre, that's what my opponent does, so knows the principle. So now I've developed my knight. Then it's a case of how do we challenge the centre. Black's got a good bit of space here. Oh, excuse me. So d4 is perfectly normal move, just to try and challenge the centre before black completely takes control. Now he has gone for that, pushing forward. So we've got an option to take, which I think makes sense here. So there's not too strong a pawn structure in the middle. And then knight across is a move. I could push one of the pawns. Either of them I can play rook across. How do we want to do this? I don't really like the idea of doing this. Equally, that doesn't seem too clever either. Knight across, if you push, I think I'm okay to trade and come in. So I'm just going to play the knight across. If you push, I think I'm okay to trade a set of pawns and jump the knight in the middle. Obviously, in some lines the bishop might be hanging, so you just got to pay attention. How do we do this? Yeah, maybe I made a mistake actually. Maybe it might be sensible to push this way. I'm not quite so thrilled with my position. I'm just going to try and gain a bit of space here. If you push out, I can always just say I've spent an extra move pushing on, but I'm giving black too much space here. Okay, but now I'm pushing forward, just trying to restrict the c5 square. But if I do this, my bishop is then really bogged in, so I don't really want to play d4 now. Oh, he's launched forward, okay. But can I get away with pushing on? That's what I want to play. I'm looking at pushing on our takes. I don't really want to take, so I'm going to push the pawn and hope I can push in again. Black might take the space here. I've got to start getting a little bit more adventurous, I think. But it feels like if I'm going to push a centre pawn, the E pawn would be better than the D pawn because of my dark square bishop getting bogged in. So he knows that principle. He's gone there as well. Okay. He's playing this really well, isn't he? Really well. So we need to come up with another plan. So I'm going to, I think, bail the knight back and go E4. Yeah, I'm going to think about doing something like that. I'll bring the knight back. This is getting slightly dangerous for me now with all the pieces targeting this side eventually at some point. So I'm looking at playing a move like E4. And then eventually maybe I'll bring the bishop back. So I'm going to play E4, so I'm challenging for the centre. And eventually the bishop might come this way at some point in time if my position doesn't completely collapse before then. If you take, I could take with a knight and mix the pawn structure up. That could be interesting because we attack the two. So he's played knight across. Now I think I should probably take here. We're both going to end up with isolated pawns, but I've got a nice square for my bishop. And I don't see what the knight is doing, or either knight. So I'm going to take with an idea to play bishop up and just try and challenge for this file. But he's playing it really well so far, my opponent, and you can never take these games for granted, because obviously I have no way of knowing if my opponent's rating is actually correct or not until after the game. So obviously that's an obvious move. I'm looking at knight up first of all, and say you just ignore it and take the pawn. I could get rid of the bishop. Takes, but I'm not really gaining anything. If I let you take, I can do this. But I need to guard my bishop. And if I guard this way, you can take this way. It's not easy. Not easy. I'm wondering whether to just ignore now and just push forward here and see if you actually push on. But that's feeling a bit scary, isn't it? But how do I guard my bishop then? If I go here and you take up, I'm still not actually gaining anything, but I'm potentially losing a lot. Yeah, I've got myself into a bad position here. Well, it feels like it anyway, doesn't it? I'm just looking at a simple knight up then. I don't think going to c4 makes any sense. So I think I'm losing a pawn. Knight up, if you take, my bishop is still not guarded, that's the problem. So I'm looking at sacking this way now. Queen takes. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way, just so I guard the bishop and I can push on if you take, and then try and open things up. I need to open things up here. Given the rating gap, I should be able to outplay my opponent. He is likely to make a mistake at some point, but you can never take that for granted. He might not do. So he's just grabbed that pawn. Okay. I'm really, really, really going wrong here, aren't I? I'm in real danger of being lost here. I'm going to have to just play quickly and try and play more on instinct, because I'm in real danger of being lost here, and I shouldn't lose a game to a player this rating level. No disrespect to my opponent. If that's an established correct rating level, I should be able to win the game. I think he's taken with the wrong knight there, actually, because now this is a little bit more awkward. But knight forward, and if you push here, that's what he's found. Now I do have a move here to try and tempt my opponent really forward. Here, do I want to allow this? But then my bishop's actually getting trapped, isn't it? Here, if you push, if I take the bishop, I actually get checkmated, so that's no good. So I'm looking at a move like bishop back. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to threaten to capture. If you take, I can take back and I still guard my pawn, even just for one move. And I'm getting my bishop hopefully on a better square. I know this is still loose. I know I can take here, so I know I'm in trouble here. But if we trade now, there is a pawn at the end, potentially. But I'm in real danger of losing this one. Real danger of being lost, aren't I? So I'm going to trade and then try and grab this pawn. So it's 5 pawns each, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're very level on material. It's whether I can keep my pawns intact. He offers a queen trade. I don't think I should trade there, but have I got anything else? I've got queen back to hit the rook with a view to queen up, but I can't really protect it very well. Actually, have I got queen here? If you take, I take the rook. If the rook moves, I've then got rook across. Yeah, that looks sense to me. This pawn is really dangerous, but it's isolated. If I win the pawn, I'm alright. If you take here, I actually take the rook, so don't blunder that. My pawn's played a terrific game so far. Really, really good. Wait, what? Has he got a tactic there that he's found? Oh my goodness. I just didn't see that. I don't have to take back, thankfully. If I take, you take here. If I take, you take here. That must be losing for me, so I can't actually take back. I'm really, really, really in trouble here now. If I go here, you've just got rook down. I'm actually losing, aren't I? What the heck? I might have to trade then. What the heck's going on? I think I have to come back here and just concede this. Trade, rook across and hope I can get this. I think I'm actually losing this one. But the queen will have to guard 2 pawns. In principle, I'm losing here. If you take, I'll have to take and hope I can stop this. I'm not sure I can. What the heck's going on? My opponent's not playing like a 1000. I'm going to take this a lot more seriously. Well, I always play the same against everybody and take it seriously, but my opponent's clearly playing far stronger than a 1000 here, so it makes me a little bit suspicious. Let's go here. If takes or push, I'll take here, but yeah. The play's a little bit too good for a 1000, isn't it? I'll have to review this carefully after the game. It's just making me a bit skeptical now. Now finds that as well, and then you're just going to do this, and I don't think it's possible to survive, is it? I think I'm just auto lost. Let's go here. Yeah, I think something might be up here. I think it is. Well, he chooses to take now that he's seen that he can guard, and yeah, it's just a loss. There's nothing that can be done. Unless I can get a check in round the back, there is absolutely nothing that can be done here. I'm just going to go here. Yeah, I'm very, very skeptical about this one now. I've just been destroyed by a 1000. That should never happen. Literally should never happen, so... So trade, pawn down cannot be stopped, so we can't take there. So all we can do, I think, is come behind the pawn. Now I could go with the queen first, but all I can do is really get behind. There's no way I can even bring the king over. There's nothing I can do here. It's just a loss. I think I'm playing a cheater here, but I'm not certain of that, of course, just yet. So here, it's going to have to be played just to hit the pawn. Now, can you guard both pawns? It just makes me, yeah, it's too suspicious. But if my opponent is legitimate, of course, then they're playing the game of their life, then you say well done. But I try to be objective when I think something's not right. I'll go away, take a break for an hour or two, and then I'll review it again and trying to be objective. But yeah, I should never be in danger of losing games against players at this level and just getting destroyed like this. It just shouldn't happen. And 350 games is enough to establish a rating. It'd be interesting to see what other results they've got on the account. So again, I can't take here. Trade, you just push, check, you're safe. It's not possible to get back. So I have to try and come across, but I think you're just getting in something like this, or the queen in like this. And it's just a loss. There's nothing that can be done. It's just, yeah. Something isn't right here. You can just tell something isn't right. It's the quality of the player has been too good for a 1000 level player. Yeah, the quality of the player is, you know, it's just beyond words for a 1000 level player. You can't play like this. If you check now, I can take, so that's a mistake. You can check here though. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this game over with now. Yeah, he's found that as well. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it? It's here and it's checkmate. That's checkmate. If he sees that, it's definitely not a 1000 level player, but that's mate in 1. But it's just a joke, this game. Yeah, that's a joke. That's a cheater for sure, isn't it? Let's report this one, I think. We'll put it through the analyzer, but there's no way that's the play of a 1000 level player. That's just not on, is it? That's never going to be a 1000 level player playing like that. Yeah, the move times are very, very consistent. They're too consistent there. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. This looks like a cheater, doesn't it? It does to me. Like, 2 moves in a row, precisely the same time. That's what engines do. That's what engines do. And the 2 moves either side are exactly the same time as well. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm playing an engine here. There's another one, exactly the same time. Ooh, that makes it odd, doesn't it? There's another one, exactly the same time. There's another one, exactly the same time. Yeah, they're all very, very consistent move times, and there's no way a 1000 sees a checkmate like that. It just doesn't happen. 1000s don't play chess like that. 96% accuracy, 13 center pawn loss, so I'm pretty sure that's a cheater there, but I'll review this in more detail after the event. But yeah, the move times are a very, very big clue to this, a very big clue. Right, I have reviewed this account now, and I've reported it to lichess, and it has been immediately banned for cheating, literally within seconds of submitting the report. The account has been banned. I've got my rating refunded. It's very unfortunate, but I could just tell there was something going on there as the game went on. As well as looking at the quality of moves and from my opponent there, and the actual move times is a very big clue, very, very consistent. When I check the account, there's another win just from a few days ago against a 2200 level player as well. And it's almost an exact mirror. Almost an exact mirror. Very, very big clue there. Obviously, how the sites actually ultimately detect and make the cheat detection decisions is up to them. They'll never disclose that fully publicly. But yeah, as soon as I report the account, literally within seconds, I got the notification to say that the account has been banned. And I've got my rating back, as you can see in the corner there. So very well done to lichess for dealing with that very, very, very quickly. So very pleased with that. It's unfortunate we encountered it, but there's nothing I can do. Just get the game over with and then hope my next game, my opponent is legitimate. But thank you.